I'm going to show you how to use Executime on your iPad. You will want to be connected to GCS iPad 2 network, which requires you to be at a location that connects you to the network, like the bus compound or one of the schools. You will then select the Executime mobile icon, which will open up Executime, and you will be required to put in your password, which is the same as your sign-in for email. It will be the part without the @goshenschools.org. So mine is mpenner. And then you will enter your password, which is again the same as your sign-in for your email, and hit mobile site login. It sometimes will ask you if you want to allow Safari to access your location. You can go ahead and say allow while using app. And it will ask you if you want to use your current location, and you can allow. And now you most likely will just have the employee action option. I have some additional options because of my administration rights. It's asking me about the current location. I'm going to allow. And now it gives me the option to clock in, clock out, edit information, or check some other things. For now, I'm just going to clock in. And now I'm back, except it says that I'm already clocked in, so I'm going to go back and clock out. Oh, and it did tell me at the top my status. So right now my status shows clocked out because I hit the clock out button. So that's helpful to pay attention to. If I have multiple jobs, you will want to select the edit info and select the particular job from the drop-down. Right now, I only have one job, and it's administrative assistant, and it's on there, and I can clock in using that job. If I had multiple jobs, I would drop them down from that drop-down, select that job, and hit clock in. If I would like to see what my time card looks like, I can hit Timecard Inquiry, and it will bring up how many current hours I have for the pay period, how much overtime if I had any, and the total. If I want to see how much PTO time I have, I can hit Benefits Summary, and it lists my PTO time, my sick, and if you have vacation, most of you would not, it would have the number of hours listed there. If I want to take some time off, I can do a time off request and request, let's say I need to put in some PTO. I'm going to add time off. I'm going to select the date. So let's say I want to take off the 17th, which is tomorrow, Friday. I will enter the 17th. I will want to put in the number of hours I'm taking. So let's say I just want 1 hour of PTO, and it selects PTO used. If it was sick time, I would drop the list down and choose sick. Let's just do that. I know I have a doctor's appointment, let's say, so I'm going to use my sick time and enter it that way. So it shows the date. You can do the start time. So let's say I knew my appointment was at 2 o'clock. I could enter 2 o'clock. I can find the, except it's not going to be 2 o'clock. It will be 1400 because this is in military time. So that means that if I'm putting in a specific time after 12 o'clock, it will need to be military time. So my 2 o'clock is really 1400. If you have any questions on how to figure that out, we can help you out in payroll. So that shows my PTO is starting at 2 o'clock, and I'm taking sick time is what I put it in, and I'm going to hit save. And now it's got that requesting. It shows pending until my supervisor says that they're approving that. Then it will show up on my time card. So you're primarily going to be using the clock in and clock out button. If you have multiple jobs, you will want to do the edit info first before clocking in or out. But if you strictly are just a bus aide or a bus driver, you will just use the clock in or out option. If you have a funeral that you are going to or going to be missing time because of that, that's going to be considered hours request. So anything that does not have a balance, so funeral time or bereavement would be one of those, you would do it in that area. Otherwise, you're primarily going to be looking at time off request, which is this option right there. And then when you're done, you can simply sign out and you're back to this screen. Most of the time you can use the mobile site login. You may not get that option and you need to do the full, and you will type in your information again and go through. And we can take a look at what that looks like. And you need to put your password in first and then hit the full site login. And it looks more like what would look like on a computer. And it's got your clock in option, your clock out option, and your edit info. And that's where you find your job is the edit info if you have multiple jobs. And your time off request is over on the left-hand side. And that's it.